Now, you've probably realized that generating your first $1,000 monthly is typically the most difficult level to get to where you're doing it consistently. And then if you've already reached that level, you probably know that getting to that point where you're scaling it up consistently again is also difficult. And it's difficult because it relies on systems that typically aren't taught in internet marketing. Now, most of us have parts of the system down, but we tend not to have the whole system because the system involves, first, knowing what the hot niche is. Some of us know how to do that and know how to do it consistently. It also involves not getting into a niche that doesn't make money. A niche can be hot, but it can also be one of those niches that cannot make money. And that's one thing that you've got to know how to do, and you've got to know how to do that every time. You've got to be able to basically verify that a niche is going to be profitable before you actually go through the process of creating a product and creating a marketing funnel. And then you got to then know basically when you get into that niche and once you recognize that it's profitable, you got to know how to turn that niche into cash. Now, you've also got to be able to take all this knowledge and then you've got to know how then not to dive into a market that's ultra competitive so that you're not burning yourself out when there are too many players in the market. And then you've got to be able then to give people something they can really use. And this is in particular to the make money online niche. You've got to be able to give people something that they can really use in order to make money. And then ultimately, you've got to be able then to take all of this and then know how to build a real business that relies on systems and not tricks or gimmicks. So you might ask, now, what's the answer to this? What brings together all of these systems? The answer is to create and sell private label rights products. Now, you might say, now, why create then and sell private label rights products? And I'll tell you why. First of all, private label rights products are versatile, and you are really and truly providing true value to your buyer. You're really giving them something that they can use in a number of ways in which to either increase their income or to basically create income for themselves. Private label rights products are easy for you to create something where you can over-deliver, where you can give the buyer more than they expected, where you can give the buyer more than what they're paying for. It's easy to do that once you understand the systems. The concept is evergreen. Because basically, no one really wants to create marketing materials from scratch. No one wants to create content from scratch. And so this concept is evergreen. So building a business around it is just not only smart, but it's also profitable once you are doing it consistently. And now, private label rights products are easy. To create real value for which they are willing to pay you. Buyers are willing to pay you for this value when you can consistently over-deliver and give them something that they can actually use in order to make money. Now, the systems, right, that for creating the value, they don't change. So in other words, once you really understand how to create this value for the buyers, once you understand how to put this together time and time again, they don't change. So you'll be able to do this in a year from now. You'll be able to do this 10 years from now. You'll be able to understand the fundamentals. Once you understand them, you can do them over and over again. And here at the end of everything, here's why you do this. Here's why it makes sense. Because this will help you to build a list. Right? And yes, the money is in the list, but that list does expect real value. And you can generate perpetual profit because, again, you're not trying to trick anyone. You're giving people something that really will help them in their quest to make more money online. And so you're probably asking the question, so if it's this easy and if it's this foolproof, why doesn't everybody do it? And I'll tell you why. First, because it relies on marketing and copywriting. And a lot of newbies, in particular, they're intimidated by copywriting. They're intimidated by the marketing process. The other thing is that it relies on outsourcing, and it does take some skill to get a good product and to be able to work with other people to bring all these forces together to deliver something of value to the buyer. It also relies on making a bet, or at least the perception of making a bet about the niche, that you might not be right, you might not be wrong. And a lot of people are not willing to take a chance because they really don't necessarily fully understand the principles. So it's just probably a little safer to stay out of a niche that may or may not necessarily make you money. And it relies on good relationships, and it takes time to develop those relationships. And a lot of people really do rely on posting and helping people out in the forum, which is great, but really ultimately becoming a great or becoming a profitable private label rights seller really does revolve around developing good relationships, and it relies on getting your competition involved. And a lot of people are intimidated by competition, especially inside of internet marketing or making money online. But now we've worked out this process in helping you to generate your first $1,000 monthly. So we've already worked out the systems for marketing and copywriting that you can use. We've worked out the systems for forum advertising and promotion, regardless of what forum you're in. We've worked out systems for dealing with your competition. We've worked out systems for finding the right niche. We've worked out systems for finding affiliates, which will help you to get traffic. We've worked out systems for scaling up your profit. Basically, it is a blueprint for generating $1,000. And here's what's important about this. Once you understand the blueprint for generating $1,000 a month, it's the same blueprint for scaling it up to whatever it is that you want to make in terms of your income. And really and truly, it's a real business. And it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a solid business based on giving people value. So you might ask, so why would you teach this? So why teach this? And basically, here's what it does. Helping you generate your first $1,000 with PLR helps us to identify the next group of up-and-coming quality providers of PLR. So here's what to do next. Click the link below to get more information today.